All right, it is showtime. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Average Joe Watch Reviews, where we do more than just reviews. Welcome to those that are in the chat already. We have David Schwartz. What's up there, Schwartz Force? You got those yoga hands on today? I've got my yoga hand, which is from Breitling. Check this out, guys. One of my favorite brands. So I'm representing and paying homage to my buddy David Schwartz with the yoga hands. And we have Eve, the alias Steve Dan Watch Channel. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. So we have a special guest in the green room. He is from Southern California. He's got his own watch review channel. He is the humble guy. Always stay humble. I love that phrase. He actually is true to his phrase. It's not just a catchphrase. And what I really admire about my guest is the fact that he is a hustler. He's got his own podcast, the SoCal Watch Reviews podcast with his co-star Pete Ross, and they've been doing. Man, they're up to almost 60 episodes at this point. But I'll definitely talk to him more about that. And the fact that he is just a very honest watch reviewer. So even when he gets watches or straps and he gets them for free, he still is completely honest about his reviews. And I could totally relate to that. So with no further ado, let's bring him in. Miguel from SoCal Watch Reviews. What's up there, Miguel?
What's up, buddy? How's it going? Good morning.
All right, man. So it's 7 a.m. where you're at, huh?
Yeah, 7:02, and this is how we do it, man. Every day we gotta hustle. You gotta wake up early. You gotta hustle, get the best out of the day. It doesn't matter what you're doing. That's my philosophy, anyways. I might be wrong, but
Absolutely, man, absolutely. So you've been doing this podcast now for well over a year now. It's been more like 2 years, hasn't it?
The channel has been 2 years. The podcast has been about a year and change, and we're up to 7. We're going to record episode 73 this weekend. So it's been
73. Wow.
Yeah, it's been a heck of a lot of work, man. A lot of great guests have stopped by. Obviously, in the chat, we have David, we have our friend Eve, yourself, and it's cool, right? That's what I want to do. That was a goal, to get everybody in the community involved, because I felt that if you give everybody a special spot and highlight their work and what they do, then they will always have your back, So it was kind of one of those things that I just want to become friends on a different level, not just behind the scenes, which is some big channels. And I'm sure you too, we have some people that we talk to that have a ton of subscribers, but they will never give us a time and day and highlight our work, which is sad, because that's not the way it should be, but whatever. It is what it is.
Well, I mean, you have had some really big guests, but they were also very humble guys, very good guys in the watch community. Jody from Just One More Watch. He's the same guy behind the camera that he is in front of the camera, because I've actually had the pleasure of talking to him one-on-one without the cameras rolling, and he's the same exact guy, man. Very humble, very true to what you see on camera.
That's true.
And you had the pleasure of talking to him, and that was a very, very good show. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
And then you also had Ben from was it Ben's Watches?
Yeah, cool guy too.
Yeah.
He's a humble guy, believe it or not. He's super private. He's not on social media, believe it or not. It's kind of weird. He's on YouTube, but Instagram he tries to stay away. So it was all done via email, very professional, which I could respect. But he actually so after we recorded the podcast, we ended it right. Stay humble, and I stopped, the recording, and he's like, "Hey, do you guys mind staying on? I have some constructive criticism for you guys." I was like, "Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
What's up?" And he's like, "Or do you guys want to come back?" Like, "Yeah, let's just take a break. We'll come back." After the podcast, we spent almost another hour talking to the guy.
Oh, wow.
So he went into everything about thumbnails and about lighting and camera work and whatnot, and what works for him, what doesn't work for him. And he's like, "Yeah, stay in touch if you need something." So we have, I'm not going to say we're best friends, but really, really cool guy. Also, another guy that has helped me. Actually, I had hour-long conversation with the guy yesterday was Gary from I Like Watches, and I actually just saw an email from him again. He's like, "Hey man, I didn't know about you before the podcast because he's launching a watch with his buddy James, and actually that podcast is releasing tomorrow, and the video this Tuesday,
Mhm.
and." I don't know. I guess he really liked me and like P Ross. Right after we recorded the episode, he put out a video on his channel, like an 8 minute just video of him talking about us, how great we are,
Oh
and how
wow,
much fun he had. And thanks to that, I got like 50 subscribers out of him doing
damn.
that. And then he reached out to me and he's like, "Hey, can do you have time to talk? I want to talk to you about something." I was like, "Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, let's schedule something." So we talked, and I was just kind of intrigued. I didn't know what he was going to say. And he was just like, "Hey, man, why do you only have 2,500 subscribers? You've had a lot of great guests on, and your reviews are
Right,
crazy, right?" And I
right.
was like, "Oh, well, I was humbled." I was like, "Thank you. I appreciate that. To answer your question, I don't know." And I'm just,
Right, right.
I have the same question myself. I really don't know.
Yeah.
So anyway, he spent a good hour. He did his homework. He went through my channel, went through my everything, and he basically broke it down. He's like, "Look, I'm not going to tell you how to do things, but this is what I noticed because I want you to grow. I think this is what you could improve on, but again, don't take it the wrong way." But he had some
Okay.
really good points
Really?
that I may take into consideration and implement to try to grow my numbers and the viewership and the retention, and it's all about the stats. Like that guy's a big stats guy. I'm not. Honestly, I don't look at those things. I just put out videos, but maybe I should pay more attention to stats and the perfect times to upload a video and what to do, what not to do, how long the video should be. So it's a whole thing playing with the algorithm. But yeah, I'm just saying all this just to publicly tell everybody that there's a lot of good people out there that are willing to help, that are bigger channels than yours, and we all
Right.
respect each other, so
Well, I just want to give a shout out to some of the people in the chat. We have nine
yeah,
people
yeah.
right now. We have
I,
Chris Walls. So he's actually sending out a watch stand. So this is how generous the
oh,
watch fam is.
cool.
Chris Walls, he's a subscriber of mine,
Okay.
and he sent me a random email. He said, "Hey Joe, I make these handmade watch stands, and this thing is really like industrial looking, but it's handmade and it looks really nice." And I'm like,
Cool.
I would be honored to have that. So he's just telling me that I got lost in transit, but he will definitely get me another one, and I will definitely have it on my channel. I'll probably have it in my background here. So
Cool.
want to welcome you to the channel, Bobby Legs. How you doing there, bud? Thank you for
Bobby.
joining us. White Glove, thank you so much. It's okay to be late as long as you're here. We're okay with that, and I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to watch this on the replay. No problem at all. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
I saw Chris there from Watch Me Go Broke. I don't know what
There
happened
he
to him, but
is.
he's a good buddy. He's a good buddy too. He's a good guy. Hilarious guy. Hilarious guy.
So watch me go broke. I've actually one of my favorite episodes actually in the entire watch fam, and this is the first time I'm saying this. So watch me go broke. This is for you, buddy. But he did a Tonight Show skit.
Oh, I remember that. It
Oh
was
my
hilarious.
goodness gracious, that was hilarious. So he did all the jokes at the beginning. It all had to do with watches, and then
Yeah.
he had like I remember he had like a special guest. I mean, it was really true to like a Jimmy Fallon show or David Letterman, whatever whoever you
Yeah.
follow, you know. So that was really really cool. So
He's a great guy.
yeah, thanks for joining us. And who else we got here? Anybody else? Oh, we got my buddy here, Psycho Fu, and he's wearing his Hamilton Cooper black dial.
Nice. Your fiance's here too. Don't forget about her, man.
Oh yeah, you know what? I put her up on the screen, and I'm sorry, I did not mean to do that. And I'm getting to her, Mr. K. Mr.
She
K
should have
is
been the
here.
first one. Come on,
I
man.
know. She should. And of course, we have my fiance, who's going to be soon to be wife. We're actually
Nice.
getting married May
Ooh.
2021. So
Wow.
I got her a Seiko Presage, and
Oh, beautiful.
you're going to be surprised by this, but I actually paid full retail for it.
Oh, you must
Yeah.
really like that one. All right, cool.
Well, she really liked it, and let me be honest, I wouldn't pay full retail for myself,
Got
but
it.
when it comes to your fiance, your wife, you better be willing to pay double the the MSRP.
Yeah.
You know, if you're
Whatever it is, as long as they like it.
Miguel, I think we just started something here. I'm in trouble.
Sorry.
I'm in trouble.
Sorry. Hey, he's, we're talking about watches and other things. So it's okay. It's okay. Just forgive him, please.
So we have here Villanella V. That must be in response to me not mentioning my fiance first and utmost. Happy to join the live stream. Thank you very much for joining us, and I love having women as well as men on the walk, because I mean, look, I know a lot of times, and I'm guilty of this, we focus on men's watches.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call you V because I'm going to keep pushing your name. I actually have a Seiko Presage video just for the ladies coming up. So that's a shout out to you. And it's going to be also for Jenny Eileen. So let's get into what we're here for, which is all about straps.
Yep.
The reason why I want to talk straps with you, because I look at you as you're very passionate about straps. I know you have a big strap collection. And full disclosure, Miguel and myself, along with some other watch YouTubers, are ambassadors of a company by the name of Straps Co.
Yep.
Now, that doesn't mean that we're not honest with our reviews, because look, I love a lot of the bracelets that come in from Straps Co. And I'm going to give you guys a full disclosure right here, right now. I have this beads of rice bracelet, right? So this is a 22 millimeter beads of rice on my Seiko black bag custom. Now look at the beads here. The beads are actually really close together, right? They're done very, very nicely. And I know I say that a lot in my videos. I need to stop saying that because I use that way too much. I'm sure you have a phrase that you use a lot too. You're like, why do I keep saying that?
Right.
But it's just done very nicely. But I have an issue with the one I just received in black. This one here, the beads are, you see the gaps?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So I just want to just give you guys caution that if you are going to buy a beads of rice bracelet, the difference here is this one's a 19 millimeter. This one's a 22. So if you buy a 22, a 24, you're going to get the beads really close up. So from what I understand, and I spoke to Straps Co about this, is because the strap is tighter, the beads are actually more spread out because of it. Now, there's got to be a way that they got to get this tighter, because I don't like this one. So I'm an ambassador, and it doesn't mean I'm going to love everything they do.
Right.
Right. And that's okay. I'm sure there's plenty of straps that you've gotten that you're like, this one's good, and this one's maybe not so good. Yeah. But the whole goal of being an ambassador is to be honest with our viewers, but also give feedback to the company. I must say that this one here from Straps Co, this is the flat link with the polish on the outside, the brushing on the inner, is a knockout. This one here is beautiful. And you've got the black version.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that one?
It's good. I do have some constructive criticism for them. Haley, if you're watching, or anybody who's watching from Straps Co.
Can I guess?
Yeah, go for it.
Press clasp?
Well, all right. So they're charging $80 for these things, right? About 80 something dollars. It's not no pocket change. It's quite a bit of money. I would have preferred to see a milled clasp, yes, but it's okay that they have a stamp one. The problem that I have is I don't know about yours, but to open it, the actual clasp is a little hard. You got to put a lot of. It's not easy to open it.
Thank you,
also, Also another thing, and I know this is kind of difficult, but the end links are not integrated, or not integrated, but they're just kind of flat. I wish they would maybe implement. Yeah, you see how it fits. It looks very vintage, but again, in order for them to have a link that kind of sinks into your watch, or fits into your watch, it has to be watch specific. So that's not
Exactly.
something they wanted, but
Yeah.
it would be cool if they offered something in this line specifically for the Speedmaster, because obviously this was intended for a Speedmaster. So it would be nice that at least in the Speedmaster range, and maybe they're working on it, they could offer something that actually fits your watch perfectly and it doesn't look vintage. But mostly for me, it was the clasp. And also another thing, and I know this is kind of, they did this maybe to be vintagey, the pin and collar system, or the pin system to size the
Mhm.
bracelet. It drives me nuts. Like when I get something from, say, Uncle Seiko, the
Right.
guy always has screws on his bracelets, and it just elevates it a little bit more for me. And he sells them around that price range, like $80.
Right.
So I will love for them to start implementing better quality. Also, I know I'm deviating a little bit, but the Dasari straps that they have, like these supposed to be the higher end of the market, or of their market. I just feel sometimes they're a little stiff, and I would like for them to develop something a little bit more prestigious, or something better,
Right.
better quality
Right.
materials. So
What's up there,
yeah, you
Nick?
see, they're
Plays
not
Vlog.
inexpensive.
Yeah. Um,
Alton.
my so I'm wondering, and I want to ask you this question because I don't have the answer to this one. Are there any companies out there that offer the curved end link for their watches? And it does have to be watch specific. Do you know any company that does
Yeah,
that?
Uncle Seiko.
Okay.
So I have one. I don't know what happened to my. Hold on, let me see. Where, trying to think of where I have my Omega. But anyway, I'll probably get it right now. So I have a flat link strap on my Omega Speedmaster, and it's specific to my watch. And
Right.
yes, everything fits perfect. Like it looks like an OEM strap, but again, it's watch specific, and he sells them for the same price, like 80 something bucks.
So here, I mean, my biggest issue was the gapping of the black strap, and even when you look at pictures, I mean, look, I mean, I don't know if you can you see that?
It
I'm
looks
just saying
tight. I mean, on the picture, it
it,
looks tight, right?
it looks tight, and even like they have the black variant here. Here
Let
it
me see.
is. Here's
Let
the
me see
black
if I
variant.
can find the watch. You could kind of see it a little.
You
No, it
see,
actually looks pretty tight.
that looks
Hold
pretty
on.
tight as well. So um, that's just my warning to you guys. Like, and here's the other thing. Like, obviously, you don't want to go through the whole process of like sending the thing back. So I'm
Right.
saving you guys. Like, look, some of you guys might actually like this look, and I would say go for it. So you got what is that? The flat link?
Yeah. This
All
is
right.
this is from Uncle Seiko. So a few things, few differences, right? So I don't know if you can see right here, but he signed his buckle
Okay.
with the U, and then check this out. Um, Wait, where is my camera? Can you see?
So he does have the
And
end link, huh?
yeah. So it's folded. It's not great, but yeah, this is good stuff. Larry's doing some good stuff at Uncle Seiko, but again, this is strap specific.
All
So
right, so here's the difference there. I heard that jingly jangly. So they do fold over links, whereas Strapsco does the solid links, right?
um, I think they appear to be solid.
It was
I
just
don't
the
know.
it was just the end link that I heard.
Hold on. Let me close it and check this
Yeah,
out.
I'd be curious because I also want to know what is the price of that one.
Yeah, like 80 something bucks.
Okay,
And they
so it's
have
competitive,
this in 18 and 20 millimeters. So if you have an Omega Speedmaster, this is definitely the way to go if you wanted to integrate with your watch. But the cool thing about the one from Strapsco that I do like is that you could basically fit it on whatever, right? So
right? So let's just I don't want to ignore the comments because the comments is really what makes the show. So let's
yeah,
just go through here. Oh, press clasp, no bueno. Yeah, I would normally say that, yes, but this particular bracelet is that good. It really is. It's really nice. And even like when you look at it from look, the only time you're going to take a look at that press clasp is when you're personally opening it and closing it. But if you're keeping the watch on your wrist, who cares, right? But yeah, they should have done a mill clasp. They should have.
Yeah.
I completely agree with you, but I do forgive it because the brushing and polishing on this particular bracelet is really done well. So
let me ask you something about the clasp, because
yeah.
I don't have the black one in front of me, but for the straps co on the clasp, does it have different finishing, or is it just all one type of finishing? Because this one has both. The Uncle Seiko has both brushing and polishing on the clasp, on the actual clasp.
Oh, the clasp itself is all brushed.
See, this one has like, man, I don't know why you can't see it, but
I'm sorry. On the side is polished.
okay.
And then on the top,
So this one's
it is brushed.
polished on the side, and then it goes over to the edges, and then just the center is brushed with the Uncle Seiko logo. Again, it's one of those things. Also, just to let you know, I don't know if you've ever had this conversation with Strapsco. I've asked them how come they don't really sign their straps with their logo, like all their buckles are not signed. And then Martin, the owner of the company, said, "Oh, is that a thing? I don't know, like people like that, but apparently they do. I mean, every strap that I have in front of me has a company logo, and I think it's a good touch. I think they should, but I don't know why he doesn't." So
I'm actually, I guess maybe one of the few that really don't care, because if I'm putting it on, like for instance, this is on a Christopher Ward. It's kind of like when you do a modification to your car, you have like no logos.
got it. That's cool.
You know, you have that clean look.
Right.
And look, if it's clean on here, then you're thinking, oh, well, did this come with the watch? Whereas if it has straps all over it.
I get it.
You know, so there's different thoughts. But I think I'm in the minority there. I think the majority would like to have it signed, but I'm only guessing there.
Yeah, for sure.
David Schwartz says, yeah, it would be cool to have some fitted end links. I'm with you on that. Yeah, I agree with that. But I think that would be really difficult, wouldn't you think, to have specific end links for every watch out there?
Well, here's the thing: the flat link bracelet. The only reason they really push to think about this is because of the new Speedmaster that came out, right? Because they're pushing the flat link bracelet, so they figured, hey, let's capitalize on that, you know. So if that's their mentality, then you need to at least have end links for the Speedmaster.
For the Speedmaster stuff, yeah.
That's it. And both the regular version, which is the 20 millimeter, and like mine, the vintage versions, which are 18 millimeter, which this one does have, you know. So I know companies are doing it. Uncle Seiko's doing it for 20 and 18. They're capable of doing it as well. So that's my take on that, is they should have this strap for every other watch, but at least the Omega Speedmaster specific have an end link that fits it, you know.
Okay. I'm actually gonna, so this is Seiko Fu. He just bought a Barton strap for his mother-in-law's watch, and
Cool.
I'm actually going to buy a Barton strap, or at least try to partner with them, because I just released the sale of the I'm like tongue twisted today. The Battle of the Sailcloth strap today on my YouTube channel, and I want to actually do another matchup. I want to actually put Barton up against I Want a Strap. And I do want to give I Want a Strap some props today, because even though they did win, or I'm sorry, they did not win in the head-to-head, I do want to say that they are nice straps. You're getting these for $40, and they have a really nice looking buckle. And I was pretty hard on them in the video, and that's because I was pitting them up against a strap company that is double the price. So, I think realistically, you would expect that company to have double the quality. So I look at these straps, these sailcloth straps from I Want a Strap, as a really good sailcloth strap. And I say that because I've looked online at a lot of sailcloth straps, and I see a lot of negative reviews. And I've also seen pictures, and there's just nothing close to even what I Want a Sailcloth offers. I mean, the ones that I've seen online have no sheen whatsoever. They look like they're actually canvas straps, and that's not what sailcloth is. So anyone that hasn't seen the video yet, you definitely want to check it out, because I'm actually giving away these two straps on the video. I'm going to be drawing it May 1st. It is only contingent to the United States because, look, I mean, you know,
it's expensive.
Shipping overseas for straps is ridiculous. So if it was a nice watch, yeah, I usually do international. But check out the new video where I did the head-to-head battle on Average Joe Watch Reviews, guys, if you haven't already, and enter that contest. So just want to check out a couple more of these comments here. We have, do you know the Range Man? Have you heard of him?
Me, no.
So this guy here, he does some really funny stuff, man. All right. One video he did was watch symbols on a watch that look like ridiculous things. Like he had one that looked like underpants, and then he actually put underpants on it, and I'm like, I can't unsee that anymore. You got to check that one out, man. This guy, he doesn't take himself so seriously. He's got the voice of the narrator of the Rich and Famous. I don't know if you ever saw those back in the 80s. Lifestyles of Rich and Famous. This guy has the voice for it, man. He's got the best. I'm telling you, got to check his channel out. Down below there, the Range Man. He is, and plus he's also a really stand-up guy. He's actually promoted me quite a few times on his channel, and I really appreciate that. So
nice. And
my fiance said she needs some straps for some of her citizens. So I'm gonna have to talk to Straps Co. so that we can maybe do some ladies reviews of some straps and show that the Straps Co. does have a good variety of those as well.
Yep, I agree.
Absolutely. So Miguel,
what's on your wrist today before we move forward?
Yeah, I think that's
giving the people that.
Yeah, we haven't given them that, huh? Well, you're the guest. You go first.
Yep, Bulova Lunar Pilot. I hardly wear this thing, but I love it. It's too big for me, but I love admiring it. But I do wear it every once in a while. It's on a king leather strap. This is a strap that was is a bespoke strap from this guy. He's in Sacramento, California, and a really, really stand-up guy. He doesn't have a lot of followers on Instagram because he just started the company. But man, his stuff is solid. And the cool thing about it, and we'll go into it a little more if you want, but long story short, you pick everything from the stitching to the leather to the color to the length, what watches are going to go on, and when it comes in, it's super cool because it's all custom for you, you know. So
absolutely. And I love Bulova. You know, I love Bulova.
Oh yeah.
But again, you know, and I think you agree with me, some of their watches are just too darn large, and that Lunar Pilot is a 45, maybe even a 46.
Lug to lug is like 52 or so. It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean,
52 lug to lug. What's the case diameter of that thing? Isn't that
it's like 40, 48 or something like that. It's
wow,
crazy. That's why I went with the PVD version, because the black kind of eats some of that sizing. Because I love that they release. So they have 3 iterations of this, right? So they have the original one, which is like brushing and some polishing. Then they have the PVD, this one, and then they have another one that's like all polished, and it looks, oh my god, it looks so beautiful. But I'm like, if I bought that one, it will look huge on my wrist and it'll look too really blingy. So I just kind of went with this one, understated, super cool. And every time I post a picture of this guy online, I get so much love from everybody. And I always call it the underrated moon watch, and everybody agrees. So
yeah. Bulova had their hat in the ring as well. So I mean, you know, let's they are the unforgotten, or they are the forgotten one for sure. And
unfortunately,
yeah.
What about you? What are you rocking?
So want to give a shout out to Watch the Time and Honest Watch Reviews.
James. All right, guys.
Thank you for joining us. Today I'm rocking a watch that actually doesn't get a lot of love. And there's no good reason for it.
I love that.
That's
Seiko 5.
the SNZ.
Sea Urchin?
This would be this. Well, it's not actually. I had a sea urchin here as well.
That's not the Sea Urchin?
No, this was the sea urchin here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right.
This one
This is the
is
50
the
fathoms.
50 fathoms, the Blancpain homage, but definitely Seiko does a good job in making it their own. And I do have it on the sailcloth strap. So
Yep.
just like
That's
the
cool, man.
just like the Blancpain would, right?
Yeah, for more than 80-90% off.
Yeah, the Blancpain strap, if you ever got one of these for the Blancpain, because the Blancpain itself is $14,000. But right now in Joma's shop, you can get one of these, the actual Blancpain, for $9,000. The straps are like $400 for a Blancpain.
Yeah.
Easily. So
how much are these discontinued? Because I know these older Seiko 5s are definitely going up. Like the Sea Urchin, man. So I've been looking for one. And people are selling those Sea Urchins for $200+. I'm like, what?
Yeah. My fiance, which I can't wait to stop saying fiance and just start saying wifey.
Yeah, that'll be a lot easier. And it has a better ring to it.
I'm not French yet. I keep using fiance. She's the one that actually almost didn't get me this watch. There's a long story. Yeah, because what happened was I was on Josh's channel when he was J City Reviews, and he actually spoke about that watch, but I think she wasn't paying close attention to it. And I'm probably going to get my butt kicked for this too, because I might be getting the story wrong, but this is what I remember. And I don't have the best memory.
Oh man!
But from what I remember is that we were showing the watch, and she saw it on the screen, and she's like, "Oh, he already has one. I'm going to send it back to wherever I got it from." So I almost didn't get this watch.
Oh.
So what happened was, I think I was talking about the video. And I was like, "Oh yeah, Josh's watch." And she's like, "Oh, that's Josh's." And then she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, in that case," she put a box on my lap. I'm like, "Oh, well, what's this?" And I open it up. I'm like, "Hold on here. The date on this shipment was only like 2 days ago. This video was released like yesterday. So how did you know?" So it was like one of those weird coincidences. So I almost didn't get that watch. So, but I really do love the watch. This would be a perfect watch if this had a hacking function and a winding crown.
Well, that's your project right there. And
you know what I mean? Right. I'm sure Market Long Island watches will probably do that, right?
No, I don't know if what's the reference number? Let me see if I remember. SNKE01. It's a Seiko 5 that looks like a Rolex Explorer. I don't know if you've seen it. It has like a fixed bezel.
Yeah.
And I've been tempted. I've had it in my cart, in my Amazon cart a few times, and it's only like $99, right? There's a few drawback. Oh, there's actually one huge drawback as to why I haven't pulled the trigger. But I do want to talk to the guy over at King, see if we could arrange a deal. The strap. It's an integrated strap. So when you remove it, it has like 10 millimeters. It's like one of those that goes like in the middle.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, I'm a huge strap guy. Like I need my watches to have different straps. But I was talking to Mark before purchasing it. And I was like, "Hey, do you carry any crystals for it? Any sapphire crystals, NH movements?" He's like, "No and no," but he recommended some people. So that was going to be a project of mine, because I was going to make a video called "The New Rolex Explorer, What a Disappointment," or something like that. Here's something better, or something for inexpensive, and basically get the Seiko, put a sapphire crystal, an NH movement, and change the strap on it, and it basically looks like an Explorer without actually looking like an Explorer. And in my opinion, it just perform better, it looks better, it's just different, and it won't leave you broke, So
very, very nice. We have here, my favorite watch is the vintage Space View, and here it is, guys.
Yeah, there you go.
Miguel, what do you think about this
Steve,
watch?
right?
Yeah. Steve actually got roasted a little bit for the trade, because I traded my...
I roasted him too.
But and look, I mean, rightly so. I definitely got the better end of the deal for sure. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, guys. I mean, in all seriousness, he enjoyed the watch and he was done with it. And look, the guy knows a lot about watches, so it's not like I'm like this watch expert and he's not. Like he knew,
Yeah, he knew what he was
he
doing.
knew like
Yeah.
on paper that it was not the most equal of deals, but he loved the precisionist that much that he's like, dude, that's totally okay with me. So, and then
Yeah.
I sent him an extra watch anyway, even though it wasn't part of the deal, just because I wanted to. So
Such a nice guy.
he felt good about it. So
No, that's cool, man. Yeah, Space View is one of those watches that I have not added to the collection, but I've been tempted many times. And what's stopping me is the prices, first of all, and second, the whole Franken
yeah,
watch out there because it's very difficult to get like an all original one, But
right.
it's so cool, man. Like they're so underrated, to be honest with you. Buloba is yeah, man. It's one of those
Oh,
brands that
this one has the rare bow tie lugs as well. And
I saw that. Yeah.
speaking of straps, do you have any dealings with Hadley Roma?
No.
So this is a Hadley Roma strap. Very nice quality.
They make some great stuff.
Yeah, I've seen Hadley Roma quite a few times, but this is my first time actually feeling one, and it's quality. So I would recommend it for sure. So let's get back to straps because and before we do that, let's of course I got the story wrong.
Oh, of course it's wrong.
Here's the story, okay? So she purchased the watch, then she saw me post another watch on IG and thought it was the same one and panicked. So she was going to return it, but she already purchased this, okay? So she hid it from me. Then she saw the video with Josh and recognized the watch and said, "You wanted one in the video." So I'm sure that's right because I don't know. I felt like my version was pretty close to that. So, but yeah, let's get back to straps. I'm surprised she's not barging. I'm surprised she's not barging in the door right now. But like,
you're wrong.
Show's over.
I just see a shoe being thrown at you.
So more and more, I'm seeing companies do the quick release of their bracelets.
As they should.
it's still not mainstream yet, but I want to put this question out to you because I personally like the whole quick release system.
Yeah.
But I've heard, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard that these aren't as secure as the traditional spring bars. What are your thoughts on that?
So, few things, right? So, number one, I absolutely love quick release. It just on the fly. That way you don't scratch up your watch. You don't have to take out your tool. You don't have to be dealing with that. It's just on the fly, on the go. It's awesome. One of the downfalls that I've heard, one of the things that I've heard from, and this is more from like the luxury collectors, right, is that they were talking about it like, why don't companies, right, big companies do quick release? And one of the things that got brought up is if the lug holes are to separate it from the case, then you could actually see when you're wearing the watch, and I could actually see it on this one, you could see the quick release handle when you're looking at the watch. And companies maybe feel like that cheapens the look of the watch, so that's why they choose to go traditional. How true is that? I don't know, but I will love. I mean, look at Vacheron Constantin, right? I mean, we're talking the overseas here.
$20,000 watch.
Yeah, and they have a quick release system, right? So they do have something that works with their watch, and not necessarily with every other watch, but it's cool technology. I think more watches should definitely implement that.
Yeah. We have Eve here. She loves quick release as well. Such a lifesaver. First time she's heard of the less secure aspect. And then she brought over the BC as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then why not just do it with every single strap then? I mean, it's ridiculous to, get your spring bar tool out, which I have a really good one here. This one's from Nato Straps.
Cool.
But even the good ones, you're going to actually, and here's I call it the pitchfork.
Yeah.
You damage these, even though this one I've actually had for a while and it's still not damaged. But if you get a cheap one, you
Forget it.
mangle these up. The other thing is you mangle up your watch, the
Yep.
lugs, you slip. It's a hassle. You
Yep.
sometimes even with the leather, if it's really tight, you're gonna
Oh man.
you're gonna put a nick in the leather. And now you have a weak point in that particular spot there. So just go with the quick spring bars, guys. The quick release system. It's just the way to go, man.
And the craziest thing is a lot of the micro brands coming out. Like I just literally reviewed Coast Watches, their Pacific Explorer, which by the way, I think it is getting funded. It got released yesterday. They're like at 40 something thousand and they need 50. So they're almost there. So I'm excited about that guy. He's a really nice guy from Denmark. But anyway, his watch has a bracelet with quick release, and the bracelet, man, it's top notch. You'll see it. It's just, how can micro brands do this and big companies not do it? It just doesn't. It baffles my mind.
MAS. Have you had any experience with MAS?
I obviously know who they are. You featured them a lot, and a lot of our friends. Russ, right, has the MAS. I never have.
So you know the Seiko Bottle Cap.
Yeah. And this is a jellyfish, right? They went after a jellyfish. Yeah.
So guys, I have the purple one. Now this looks like it would be right? But it's wrong. I actually have it upside down because
the crown.
I got the crown at the 10 o'clock position. But man, this is such a cool watch, and they did this watch really well. Now they did go with the vintage style where they did it straight across, but these are solid end links, and they're screwed. And you've got the milled clasp. You've got the sign bracelet. I mean, it's a really well done watch.
Cool.
This is one of the most fun watches I have in my collection, and one of my favorite divers. And it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. NH35 movement. So I actually fitted this watch to this guy here. This is the
nice.
I want a strap. So I got the orange playing against the purple. Quick release. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful watch. So I'm glad that people are giving Matthew and Sons well-needed love. But I do have something here for you that I think you might like, because I know you're a big Nato fan.
Oh, yeah.
And I actually have a follow-up question with this as well. But I got this Nato strap from iwantastrap.com.
Cool. Seatbelt.
And
looks like seatbelt. Yeah.
It's a seatbelt Nato, and it goes perfectly with the Seamaster Planet Ocean. And if you guys log on to my Instagram account, you'll see a couple pictures of this, and it's a great pairing. My question to you is, with seatbelt NATOs, do you get the fraying at the holes?
I have yet to get that. And let me show you. There's a company here in California by the name of Wrist Hardware. I reviewed their straps. They actually just came out with a watch as well. And
that looks very similar, Miguel. Look at this.
It's funny. Yeah. They probably the same one, same brand, or what brand is that?
So this is I Want a Strap version of what you have right there.
They probably get it in the same factory, man, to be honest with you.
Exactly.
If you want, I'm gonna, and I don't have one in front of me, but I should. So when I first started my journey, my channel, I literally had like 100 and something subscribers. I mean, I was like really, really small. Mora Straps, Mora, Mora Straps here in the US reached out to me,
that was one of your first collabs, wasn't it?
The first one, and hands down. And I talk to P about this all the time, and I've seen a lot of NATOs from a lot of different companies. Hands down, the best NATO strap we have ever tried on. Ever. I'm serious. Like Mora Straps. I don't know what it is about these guys, and they haven't released anything new, but I hope they do. Mora Straps, go check them out. Incredible straps.
So that leads me to ask you, what makes a seatbelt NATO, for instance, from Mora, that much better than maybe a competitor? Like, what makes that strap? Yeah,
the material they're using. So he's told me some behind the scenes secrets, if you will, not his trade secrets, but he says that he uses this manufacturer that not a lot of people use, and his hardware like all this is solid, right? Like all these other ones I'm comparing, they're solid. But when you feel his compared to these, they feel solid. And I felt an Omega strap, right? And they're super expensive, but his is pretty
Yeah.
much more comparable or more in line with the Omega stuff. I'm
Oh,
not kidding. Like they're that good. And also the length, right? So I told wrist hardware, I really like their strap, but the length of it, man. I mean, I have a 6 and 7/8 inch wrist, and to tuck it back in is just like a little bit. And P. Ross, I mean, the guy has big wrist, and yeah,
yeah.
he has a really hard time tucking it in. But the Mora straps are just the perfect length where it just fits all kinds of wrists. You need to check them out. Reach out to them, or I could connect you with them because
I'm
I
interested. Definitely
you need
interested
to
now.
check them out.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you because I have the same dilemma when it comes to NATO straps, and I wanted to see if you had any tips for the viewers as well. When you get a NATO strap, my dilemma is when I tuck it in, or when I actually have it strapped fully, and I'll just show you kind of an example here. And you're kind of at this in between stage where, all right, so let's just say I have this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the question is, do I tuck or don't I tuck? And this is going to just drives me crazy. So, what is your tip to people who have even maybe, let's just say you had even like a little bit like that? What is your tip to people to
Yeah.
do when they have this and they don't want it like this?
So I actually have a video on my channel on how to cut these guys up. And what I do, basically you take a coin and you put it wherever you want to cut it, and you just mark it up with a Sharpie, right? And then
Awesome.
you just basically go away. Always make sure you have a little bit more, and it takes a little bit of time, but you're gonna want to like burn it, right? The only
Mhm.
difference is, or the sucky part is that it won't look clean. It won't look like factory. You could kind of see that you burned it,
Okay.
but that way you don't have that extra material.
And no fraying.
No fraying, right? No
Right.
fraying. But yeah, I'm telling you, from all the companies that I've tried, I think Mora would be you won't have that issue. You
Okay.
won't have that issue. So I recommend them. Even the Blue Shark, right? Blue Shark, I just got these from them, and this is like a single pass. So I don't know, it's like a Zulu or whatever they want to call it. Beautiful straps. I mean, you could feel the quality, but again, it's too short. So there's not a lot of for me it's perfect because I don't have huge wrists, but for somebody with bigger wrists, you are going to have that issue. However, the quality on the buckle on this, yeah, substantial. You could feel Blue Shark, good straps. So
You know this Ken Spear guy?
no, I don't.
He's actually a big supporter of the channel.
Nice.
He's actually from Pittsburgh. If you can't tell, right there.
Yeah.
Uh, I love Ken Spear. He's such a great supporter of the channel. And he's I would say probably about 4 hours from where I'm at. So,
Okay.
Ken, if you're not already subscribed to Miguel, please do me a favor. Go ahead and do it right now. Give this guy a sub, and
Thank
then
you, Ken.
come back. All right, do me that favor. Thank you. I love that guy. He's so supportive, man. And
That's cool.
and I know you have so many supporters on your channel, and you could probably name quite a few of them just off the top of your
It's
head.
the
You
and
know?
the funniest thing is that my biggest supporters are other YouTubers. Like
Yeah,
they've become like really good friends, to be honest with you. And I do have a few subscribers that are supporters, but to be honest with you, most of the people that watch my channel or that comment or that are very active
yeah.
are other
That's
YouTubers.
true.
So
That's true. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I mean, David Schwartz, yourself, P. Ross, you know,
Russell, Mad Watch Collector.
Russell,
Which, by the way, huge congratulations to Russell on his collaboration with
yeah.
TGV. Ever since that thing released, man, woo, his channel just kind of blew up. So
Let me tell you something.
congratulations.
This guy was and I was stalking his channel because I knew he told me ahead of time because we're actually good friends. I'm
Yeah,
actually going to be on the show tomorrow.
right. He was
That's
like a
when,
2 something, right? He was like me, pretty much. We were kind of,
yeah. Well, I think right before the video dropped, he was around 2.83 thousand subscribers, right?
yeah.
Dude, the weekend passed. The guy is well. He didn't even know 3,000. Even he never even touched 3,000.
No,
He went. He like went to what is it?
4,000 something.
He went to 4,000 plus in like over a weekend, and
I
now
saw.
he's like 4,500 now. So
Awesome.
huge props, man. I mean, when you get onto a channel like TGV, who is the king of watch reviewers, holy smokes, man. And look, TGV
Yeah.
has almost 500,000 subscribers.
I know. So that's kind of blasphemy right there, because he should be at 200,000 subscribers.
Right?
Come on, guys. Not.
Well, that's
Come
kind
on.
of where I was going with that. Like, the guy has almost 500,000 subscribers. But here's the thing about TGV. He's been doing this for what, a decade now?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
OG.
so he's probably got some subscribers that have passed away, that don't watch anymore. So he probably has a good half of his subscriber base that are probably not even active.
Probably, yeah.
You know
man.
what I mean? But even
here's
Russell still, even if he got 10% of that, he would be at what, 20,000 subscribers, right? So
yeah.
what's going on? Like when you see a guy like him, who is definitely top of his game, very entertaining. And I don't want to go off on a tangent because we're talking about straps today, but Russell does deserve the
he
props
deserves
he's getting.
everything.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a huge
That's
fan.
what I was gonna
You're
say.
a fan.
I don't want people to think that us or something just we're throwing shade or anything, right? Saying,
Right.
he only got the subs because he was at TGV. No, the guy on his own merit deserves all the recognition, because he is crazy. Like, his editing, entertaining. I mean, he's putting in the work, man. And that's the thing that's kind of upsetting. And people watching this or listening, or if you're watching the recorded version, this is why I've gone off and done videos and said things on camera that I'm just like really upset. And
Right.
it's hard, right? It's like all the work that goes into one video. One video takes hours and hours and hours of preparation, and you put it out there and you expect like a good return, then people just don't watch it, or the interaction is just not there. And it's sad, you know?
V actually hit it right on the head, the nail right on the head. We're just a bunch of watch guys that are friends that happen to be fellow YouTubers as well.
Yeah. Well said.
But here's the thing. I never knew of you before I got a YouTube channel. I never knew of David Schwartz and all you other great guys. And that's the thing. Like, So really quick story, and I know we're veering off. We're getting back to straps, I promise you. My birthday. Guess who shows up to my birthday via Zoom? Miguel.
Yeah.
P. Ross. David Schwartz. The Mad Watch Collector. Adrian. Like, people from overseas. You in Southern California. I mean, I had all of my watch friends show up to my birthday, but yet my fiance tried to get a birthday party set up for me with my real friends. I'm not saying you guys are fake, but I've never met you guys. I never met you guys in person.
Right.
But you guys show up overseas, but yet she can't even get my friends that are in the neighborhood to even to even get a simple birthday party set up. People weren't calling her back. People were just giving her a hard time. So she never even threw it. So she reached out to you guys, and you guys were on time, and you really made my birthday special. So I know I said this before, but I want to give you guys a shout out. So thank you for that.
Hey, thanks, man. Well, you deserve it. And your fiance, like I said before, she's awesome. And, few and far between you find people like that genuinely care about their partner. Now, I'm not saying my wife doesn't love me because she hasn't done that for me, but people think differently. Some people view the world a little different, and your fiance, obviously, that's why you guys are together, right? Because you guys are in sync. So
amen to that, brother. Eve also said it well. We all understand the effort that goes into it. So, but yeah, let's get back to straps. What is your favorite strap? Because for me, when I first got into the strap game, I did nothing but leather. But now when I have my straps, which I want to get into this as well, into how you store your straps. But right now, I have two ways. I have two ways of storing my straps. One way is just putting it into an actual basket.
Okay.
And the other way is this little handy book that I had my fiance got me. It's like a trapper keeper, and it actually has plastic sleeves.
Oh, that's cool. I need to get me one of those.
So I like it. I like it and I don't like it. All right. It's a pain in the you know what to get these in and out. And if you change your
Oh.
straps daily like I do, this is going to be more cumbersome. But if you have those special straps that you want to keep nice, and you're kind of like that person that just says, "Hey, you want to take a look at my straps, but you never really put these on," this might be a great option for you.
Yeah.
But if you're a tinkerer like myself, I think the good old fashioned put it in a basket is the best choice.
You don't. I'm embarrassed to show you how I store my straps because I've been trying to figure out a way, but I keep getting more and more and more and more and more.
Yep.
So, yeah, I have probably over 100
Oh
straps, and
my.
the way I separated them is 18 millimeter, 20 millimeter, 22 millimeter, all the bracelets over here. It's insane, man. It's getting to the point where I told my wife, I'm like, why do I have so many bracelets? But the thing is, once you become somebody on YouTube and people send you product, they don't send you one strap for review. They send you like 6, 7 or more, and now you're stuck with them, right? Not in a negative way, but it's like Vario, they send me some, right? Beautiful stuff. I mean, there's like a green Nato.
I've seen some of their straps. Are they
it's
worth
beautiful.
taking a look at?
So Vario's good, man. Vario, okay. Let me show you this leather strap from Vario. It has like this pebble look to it.
Nice.
Ooh, you need to check them out. You definitely need to check them out. The thing about Vario is they don't have a huge variety when it comes to straps like Strapsco, but the stuff that they do have, it's incredible for the price. I've told them before. The owner is really cool, actually, super cool guy. So yeah, I recommend Vario. Vario's a good one too.
So when I first got into the game, leather was my only really aftermarket. Yeah, but now I'm like more into like I love the beads of rice, man. That could really set a strap off. I've never really gotten into NATOs though, man. I mean, I have one here from the 86 leather company from Las Vegas, and this is a leather Zulu. Now, the reason why we call these Zulu is because there's some guy out there who is basically he's running a money gamut. I mean, he basically buys names just so that he can sue people.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know about this, right?
Yeah, I told Strapsco they didn't know about it, and I'm like, you better stop calling yourself NATOs because he's gonna come after you.
Yeah, this guy it's a real guy. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to make him famous, but he buys these names and then he goes out and sues people who use NATO.
And he sues companies because, believe me, I know of a micro brand owner, and I can't say his name because of whatever things that we talked about, but he got sued. And the guy basically wanted a royalty deal for every watch that he had sold and every watch that he's going to sell. And this guy's like, no, it's ridiculous. How much do I have to pay you for you to go away? And the guy just wants perpetual like money, and it's stupid, man. I hate people like that.
Yeah, I don't usually talk bad on people, but that's a real scumbag.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You know. What do you think about that, Bob Ross? Here he is. I haven't introduced Bob Ross today, by the way.
I've seen him lately. On your show, Bob Ross, man. What an inspiration.
He's been a big hit on the channel, so I have to have him say a few words for us today.
And that may be the true joy of painting is when you share it with other people. I really believe that's the true joy.
So
the strokes.
You can hear the strokes, right? So that the true joy of painting, which, as you know, I'm a painter as well, is sharing it with others. Well, I could say the same about watch collecting. The true joy of watch collecting is sharing it with others, and meeting 100%. good friends like you has really been probably the best part of this whole YouTube journey.
Yep, I agree.
At the end of the day, right?
Yeah, because watches come and go, right? I mean, we all know that. You get a watch, then you're not feeling it, you sell it, you get another one, but the friendships stay, man. And honestly, after this whole YouTube journey, once it's over for some of us or all of us, and we just kind of move on and do something else, we're still going to remain friends, I would hope, because we've experienced this journey together. So
right. So
Yeah.
with
Look,
the whole
he just
NATO,
mentioned that, I think,
yeah,
Jane. Yeah, this
yeah.
is, you need to get you one of these. These things are stretchy. They're like stretchy pants, and throughout the day, they just kind of, they feel so comfortable, man. It resembles a NATO or a Zulu or whatever, but yeah, it stretches. This is from Varium, so
I've never seen one of those. So here's the thing:
you need to get you one of these. These things are stretchy materials, almost like stretchy pants.
NATO straps come in. Okay, I'm sorry, Zulu. Well, first of all, if you're going to try to sue me, good luck because I don't really have much for you to sue for. But these Zulu straps, they come in all different flavors. So this one here
Yeah,
is from Milano Straps. This is Italian leather.
nice.
This just makes this Orient Mako just pop with that chocolatey brown leather. But it's a NATO Zulu strap.
Cool.
Here's another leather one that I was talking about with the 86 Leather Company. Again, it looks very nice. You've got the seatbelt versions, like you see here from I Want a Strap. There's also other versions as well.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the other versions, to be honest with you. That's why they're kind of uncomfortable. I have one right here from Cheap as NATO's, which, by the way,
like something like this, like a
I mean, look at
canvasy
this.
look.
It just,
Yeah.
yeah. By the way, so let me talk real quickly about Cheap as NATO's. I'm sure you've heard of them. I mean,
I've heard of them. Yeah.
So not great quality, but huge variety and super cheap. A lot of times when they run these clearance specials, I think I got this one for $3. So I mean, if you just want the look, and you don't care about comfort, you go for something like this. So if you're gonna take pictures and whatnot, and you just need props, these are great for that. But not very comfortable, to be honest with you. So,
yeah.
no.
What NATO strap do you find the most comfortable? Seatbelt?
The seatbelt and the stretchy one. The stretchy one is by far the most
I have to try that
comfortable.
one. Yeah.
The most comfortable, man. So,
well, surprisingly, I think you actually might be surprised by this, but I find the Milano leather one to be the most comfortable out of the ones that I have. But
I was gonna say I've never tried a leather NATO or Zulu or whatever you want to call it. And I have this Nubuck one. Now, this is interesting, and I've never talked about this publicly because I don't think the guy is going to follow through, and I don't even want to say his brand name, but some guy on Instagram reached out to me, and he's here in the US, and he's like, hey, I like what you're doing. I like your work. Can I send you some straps just for you to check out? Don't review them. Don't take pictures of them. Just let me know what you think of the quality because I'm thinking of starting my own business. And I got them. I got like 3 of them, and I felt bad for the guy, right? He was so excited, but they're terrible. I got them, and I'm like, honestly, like I put it on, and when I took it off, I had residue on my wrist and all over because the thing was fraying and falling apart. Like, I don't know what material he's using, and I'm like, honestly, you need to better your quality, man. So I took 2 pictures of his straps just as a thank you, and I put them on my Instagram, but I don't think it went anywhere. But yeah, man, I just, there's different qualities out there for sure.
So I know we've been talking a lot about NATO straps. Let's talk about the popular leather straps. Let me ask you a question. You see a lot of these leather straps on Amazon. They're $11, right?
Yeah,
under $20. What are your impressions of those? Are they just as good as a strap that might cost $40, $60?
No, so let me show you something. So this is genuine leather, right? It came from China. If you look at it, it really resembles kind of like a Hodinky one. It's like pebbled. I don't know if you guys could see it on camera, but it's pebbled. It's really nice, right? And I paid $8 for this on eBay. And on the pictures, it looked amazing. I was like, do I really want to spend $8 on this? Quick release? I mean, so I did. I was like, all right, well, what's the worst that can happen? They are stiff. They don't smell like leather. They're stiff. They're not great, to be honest with you, man. Like pictures, you could do so many crazy things with pictures, right? The lighting, the way you take it, the filters to make it look expensive, but I can tell you that I don't recommend them. So go on YouTube, do a little bit of research, and you'll be able to find some good quality brands out there. You know what I mean? And another one underrated that a lot of people don't know about is this German company. They've been around for a while. Fluco, FLU. CO Fluco, and I have one of their straps on my Speedmaster, and man, it is quality. Like you take it out, and I could still smell the leather, and it's been 2 years. Great stuff, and not cheap, like 40, 50, 60 bucks, but I recommend them, man. So all leather is not created equal.
That's true. And V is actually asking that same exact question. She says she has leather straps that fall apart quickly. Usually just a little bit of water will cause them to split apart. How do you choose a good quality strap? So I have a Strapsco strap here, and these will run you, I don't know, what do you think, like $30?
$30. It depends. The Sari is like a little more expensive, like $40.
I have one here. This is the Milano one. This one's going to run you just around $100. Italian leather. Okay. In the leather game, you typically get what you pay for. So if you're paying $8 for a strap, it's probably a very thin, if at all, if it even is leather. Whereas like if you're paying good money, you're getting good quality leather. Look at that. What is that?
Cheap. It came with one of my watches that I bought a watch, and this is what it came with. And I kept it just for purposes of showing people how terrible this thing is.
I mean, right there, guys. I mean, you could just take a look at the strap itself and see that this is not going to last you. Okay.
No.
You know, typically, if you get a little bit of padding, like this Hadley Roma, this one's got some thickness to it. Yeah, and you could just feel the difference. And these straps are not cheap. These Hadley Romas are just around. I think this one was probably around $40 to $50.
Yeah, they're not cheap, but they're great quality. Hadley Roma makes some good stuff, man.
Yeah. So my advice to you, V, or anybody else that has any type of doubt about straps, is that you get what you pay for in the leather game.
Yeah.
If you buy 5 of those straps that Miguel has that at $8, okay, you could have had one strap that'll last you a lifetime, and those 5 straps that you bought for $8, they're gonna fray on you. They're gonna rip and tear. So which one is this one?
Watch Gecko. Oh my God, I forgot to mention them. Watch Gecko.
I've heard some good things about them.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Expensive though, because they're coming from Europe and you're paying shipping and all that. But their stuff is everything I have from Watch Gecko. I have like 3 or 4. It's great stuff. I haven't even had a chance to check out their watches. I've heard some great stuff too. But yeah, no, they're Gakoda or Watch Gecko. Good quality stuff.
And anyone in the comments, what is your favorite strap? And also, do you have any recommendations to where you get your straps? I definitely would love to hear from you guys. I've been happy with Strapsco.
For sure.
I'm not a huge fan of their Dasari line. I do like the Strapsco a lot better, to be quite honest with you.
Wow. Okay.
I really do. I don't. To me, I'm not impressed by the Dasari line. Here's a Dasari strap here. This is a alligator print.
Right.
But yet this one's a Strapsco. I think the Strapsco is done better.
Strapsco, yeah, man. I mean, here's a Strapsco. Strapsco do some pretty good stuff. You know, I really like. I have a lot of these. They're suede. I don't know if you ever check out their suede, but the Strapsco suede. I say we because my wife has like 5 that are women's, and they're shorter, and that's something cool that they do. So I have those too.
This one's suede. This is a green suede, so it actually looks like turf. It's so funny, but it's a very unique strap.
Check this out. I can't show it on camera too good. It looks the same as all the other ones, but here's the Mora one. Since I have all my straps in front of me, here's the Mora one. And let me show you the length of this one versus the wrist hardware. So I don't know if you guys could see, but here's the wrist hardware and here's this one. So it's a little bit longer. See? It's longer. So the Mora is a little bit longer.
So that leads me to ask you, is there a particular size that people should be looking for when they're purchasing
That's a good
NATO
question. I don't.
straps? Yeah.
Yes, and I don't have my ruler in front of me, so I can measure this and I can tell you exactly what it is. Um, oh man, yeah, I forget the size, but there is a size that you should be looking for, and I
Okay.
don't have my ruler in front of me, but
Because that's a lesson that I've yet. I don't wear enough NATOs to know what my sweet spot is, because that's going to be different for every wrist size too. I have a 7-inch wrist, so my 7-inch wrist is going to have a different size than what your wrist is going to require. And also, are you the kind of person that likes to fold it over? Do you like to keep it up?
right.
This is actually one of those cheaper straps you can get for like $10.
So just to let you know, this is obviously a little over 12 inches, so it's maybe about 13, the Mora
Okay.
one. So I would say look for something over 12, and I think it should be okay, because let's look
Okay.
at the wrist candy that I think it's too short in my opinion. Let's see where it measures in.
Well, here's the thing. You can always
Under
cut
12.
them down. So it's under 12 inches.
Yeah, under 12. You don't want anything under 12, because yes, you could cut it, but again, it's not gonna be the same. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can mess them up. I don't know where I have one that I cut for the video, because I made it a single pass NATO, so I cut the additional thing on the inside, right, and I burned it or whatever. And man, it's so rough. I can't wear it. It's really bad.
So there's actually different ways of putting NATO straps on too. I don't know if you know
Yes.
that. I mean, what's your favorite way of putting on a
Just
NATO strap?
the traditional one, to be honest with you. I like the
Yeah.
bulkiness of it. I know some people don't. Russell, I learned something from him, right? Because he does a single pass, and then the additional one he tucks it in the back, so you have the bulk in the outside, but not on the actual watch. That way it sits flusher on your
Right.
wrist. I tried it. I didn't like it. I like the traditional styles,
too.
especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So the Hamilton khaki, perfect example, like the OEM. Yeah, just like that.
This
So.
this is the bulk, but yeah, you can do a single pass, which like what Miguel's saying, it won't double up, so that the watch won't sit as high, or like so when you double it up, the watch sits a little bit higher on your wrist. If you do a single pass, it'll definitely sit more flush in your wrist, but you also have a lot more strap that you have to now tuck in, right?
Right. Yep.
So, let's see here. True 2022. My divers go on the Barton rubber silicone. So we have a Barton fan
So
here.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Barton straps, man. Like their silicone versions are so comfortable. I have one. So notice a retrospect to, they partnered up with Barton, and the watch came with a Barton strap, and I had never ever experienced a Barton strap before that, and it is comfy.
We have a vote for Dasari straps were better when he had them. Each their own, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, technically, they're supposed to be better, right? Because the Dasari is like the higher.
They're supposed to be, but I haven't found that to be the case, and it looks like you haven't either. But some people find it the case, so it's good to have choices. So you guys can check that out. Yeah. Check that out yourselves.
100%.
We have Josh from the Town Watch.
Josh, what's up?
He'd like
5K
to try
subscribers, right? I mean, geez,
almost a 5K, yes, sir. He'll be doing a special video. Basically,
he's going shirtless, right? Is that what he? No, wrong.
No. He's going to do the whole video in Arabic with a gold chain around his neck, and awesome. He's going to be reading troll comments.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, there was only one part of that was actually true, and that was the last part. He's going to be reading troll comments. So no shirtless, no gold chain, and he won't be doing the whole video in Arabic.
Yeah, I saw his last video. He was dressed in his attire like when he lived over there and
right,
overseas. Oh, he's laughing. Okay, good, Josh.
Well, he's got a good sense of humor. He's an
awesome guy.
Me and him have done some fun videos, some good skits, and of him breaking in my house, not once, not twice.
Oh, God.
Well, technically it was twice, because the third time was really just me dreaming in the It's a Wonderful Life Average Joe Christmas special. But I know most people didn't watch it because it only has 170 views on it. Because Miguel, you know, if it's not about a watch, people don't want to watch it.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Unfortunately.
Now, it was very loosely around watches, but it really wasn't. It was a spoof or paying homage to It's a Wonderful Life. And Josh made a special appearance in that. But look, it's I found that in my YouTube videos, if it's not about the watch, they don't want to see me. They don't want to see Baby Madison. They don't want to see anything but the watch. And look, I understand that. Now I understand that, but I don't regret doing any of those videos because that was for me. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, of course.
And for those that enjoyed it, and I know you enjoyed the Casio Chronicles and whatnot.
Yeah, for sure.
But you know, at the end of the day, this YouTube journey is really my own. It's a hobby for me, and I know it's for you as well. It's enjoyable. The parts that aren't enjoyable is when other people don't find it as enjoyable as you do.
Yeah, or make negative comments or crazy things, say crazy things that you're like, what?
Yeah, or
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's true. But you know what? I've just learned to just really stay focused. And being a YouTuber is not easy. I know a lot of people think it's all right. You got a cell phone, you record yourself, and you upload it, and that's it. But most people can't do it. Not long term, okay? Because there's a lot of obstacles that you have absolutely no idea what you're getting into until you've done this for a while. And you've done this for a couple of years now. I've done this for a couple of years. There's a lot of stuff that I don't want to get into today that make people quit and really dissuade people from being successful. And I think one of the things is when you compare yourself to others.
Yeah.
You know,
that's probably the worst. Yeah,
that's one of the worst things. Like, I think a lot of people, and I think it's just our mindsets that we compare ourselves to other people. And YouTube it's not a race. I mean, and if it is a race, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So, you know, I'm just going to take Mad Watch Collector for instance. You know, I was well ahead of him in subscribers, right? And all of a sudden, he just goes right past me. Now, I actually did make a what do you call it? A prediction to him months ago. And I think if he's watching, he's going to laugh at this. But I said to him, I was like, one day I'm going to be driving in the right lane, and all of a sudden I'm going to see you just zoom on by. And that's what happened 2 weeks ago. And look. At the end of the day, we support each other, man. And I'm happy for him.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And look, the whole race for me is like if I get to my goal, whether I get there next year or I get there in 5 years, I still obtain my goal. My goal is 100,000 subscribers. I want that silver YouTube plaque.
That'll be awesome.
So, you know what I mean? So I'm getting there at a snail's pace right now. It might take me 10 years. It might take you 7 years. It might take Josh 5 years. Who cares? At the end of the day, we support each other. We enjoy what we do. And that's it. So I'm happy for Mad Watch Collector. I'm happy for Josh. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for everybody.
Thank you.
And that's what I love about this community is that we are supportive of each other.
Yeah, for sure. And to be honest with you, everybody going into this YouTube game, including myself, you go into it thinking you're going to be super successful and you're going to become whatever because of all the things that you hear, right? So you see all the YouTubers and the crazy amounts of money they make and Lamborghinis and this and that. And you're like, whoa, I wonder if I could get a piece of that pie. Mm-hmm. But this game that we're in, this niche of watches is just so little, man. I mean, perfect example, TGV. The guy's been doing it for 10 plus years. He's the biggest watch YouTuber, and he only has less than 500,000 subscribers.
Right.
What does that tell you? You know, I mean,
he's got staying power, man, because I'm going to tell you, I've been doing this for a couple of years now. And, you know, I've actually taken a little bit of a step back. I used to upload twice a week. Now that I'm starting my job on Monday, I made a decision. I made a decision to go to 1 time a week because I need to have that work-life balance.
You have to, man. go crazy.
I respect the OGs like Jody, who now can do this full time.
Yeah.
He doesn't even need a job. TGV. I mean, say what you want about TGV. Like a lot of people, and I even saw it in the comments. I didn't even put it up on the screen because I don't want to disparage anybody on the channel. I mean, mad respects to him. You know, you may not like him as a person for one reason or another. I mean, you never even met the guy, but at the end of the day, the guy's a hard worker,
I
and
gotta
he's the king, right?
I gotta say something about TGV. So for a while there, I mean, TGV is actually what got me into watch collecting,
Same.
and he's the reason why I started a YouTube channel. To be honest with you, he kind of encouraged me to do that. And craziest thing happened to me, well, and to P Ross as well. One day, 2 weeks ago, I wake up and I have a comment from TGV, and I'm like, what the heck? He went and
Oh, I
looked at
saw that.
yeah, so he saw the video with Mark because they're friends, Long Island Watch, and he basically said, "Hey, great, you know what you're doing and this and that. Subscribe to both your channels." And P. Ross and I called each other immediately, and we're like, "Did that just really happen? Like, that's crazy." Like, I know we've probably thrown some shade his way before and everything, but again, at the end of the day, we never met the guy, right? Just
Right.
we were going based on things that we heard about him and his
Exactly.
collaboration with Watchbox, and it didn't work out. But at the end of the day, the few messages that he's left or the comments he's replied back on me leaving comments, he's been genuine. He's been a good person so far. Maybe he has a persona in front of YouTube. I think a lot of people do, but I mean, you can't throw people under the bus, and you can't take away the fact that he's a hard worker and his videos are really, really well edited, especially the intros. The intros are crazy, right? So I just don't like putting people down, man, except for that guy that's suing people for using the
Yeah.
word NATO or whatever. Those people are
Oh, yeah.
douchebags.
He's a scum. He's a scumbag. But that's one of the few times that I'll actually say that. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I've actually had some hard times with companies. Even just recently, we were just talking about it offline this morning.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put my dirty laundry out online. That's just not my style.
Yeah.
You know, if
I mean,
I did,
it'll get you views and subscribers, but at what
yeah.
points you're burning bridges, you know?
Well, and I had another conversation with another YouTuber who he was chasing the views himself, and he was actually going to go outside of his brand of what he. So he's a very respectable guy, and he knows I'm talking about him. He's actually in the comments, but I'm not going to mention his name. But he was going to go off brand, and he was going to go off of like his image, just so that he can chase those views. So, you know, a guy like myself who's very honest, and he's very honest with me. I said to him, "Yo, don't do it. Do not do it because you're selling your soul to the devil for YouTube views. It's not worth it, you know?" So we as YouTubers get caught up in that. We see success from other YouTubers that, you know, they might be cursing up a storm and putting out all this like dirty videos that like really are not to our brand. Why would we want to emulate something like that just so that we can get the views? We got to stay true to ourselves.
Right. Well, one of the things that people have brought up to me, and I've had conversations with other people as well, is homage watches. So I'm very open about me not being a fan of homage watches. I respect people that like obviously in the comments or in the section we have you know, honest watch reviews. That's basically his core the core product that he reviews in his channel, and I completely respect him and respect everything he's doing. But I've been told before, like, hey man, you want those views, you want to grow, go the homage route, just review that. You partner up with AliExpress, you get the money from the back end. And it's true. I mean, I probably could grow my channel, but at the end of the day, now I'm stuck in this thing where it's like they don't speak to me, so I'm basically, like you said, selling my soul and doing something that doesn't speak to me, you know. So just stay true and just do what you enjoy, and if the success will come, and if it doesn't, then at least you did what you enjoyed, you know? So,
well, I've come to the same crossroads that you just did, that you just said right there. I'm saying to myself, you know, yeah, if I did nothing but homages I would
Mhm.
have tons of views and I'd have
Right.
tons of subscribers, but I would also have a ton of watches that I wouldn't wear, that I don't care about, that I'm not passionate about.
Right. Yep.
So for me, my whole goal for the channel was to review my own watches, not to buy watches that I hate, that I can't stand just for the views. So
Right.
I stay true to myself as well. And look, the guys that do the homage watches, and I'm gonna call them out right here. Honest Watch Reviews. He does homage watches, but I will say
Yeah.
this: he has a passion for them. He loves them.
Absolutely.
He stands behind
100%.
them.
Yep.
So for him, it works for him. It's successful for him, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And he does a
Right?
great job. I mean, he explains it very well. You could tell just in his voice how passionate he is about that. And you go to his Instagram page and everything is homage watches, and that's what he's about. That's cool, you know?
Right.
But he's being genuine to himself and to his audience.
Exactly, because that is his watch collection.
Yeah.
So in that case, great. And so he's got the recipe for success and for something that he enjoys doing. Unfortunately, for guys like me and you who love our Bulivas, who love our
Not very popular.
Seikos,
Yeah.
I mean, they're popular watches, but at the end of the day, there's a million other people that are doing those reviews that people are watching.
Yeah.
It's already been done 50,000 times. So why would someone want to watch my review of the Orient Mako for the 150th time? I don't know. That's probably why I don't get the views. But at the end of the day, I enjoy it. And there are some people that come on and watch it, and it's great. So,
Well, also another thing that we don't have, and obviously I think this comes with having money, is like somebody like Mark and Jack or people like that are or Teddy Baldessar that are just different in their own way, but at the same time they talk a lot about luxury products. And I don't talk about luxury products on my channel because I can't afford them, and it's like they don't speak to me because they just don't. That's why the Seikos, the Bulobas, micro brands always appeal to me a little bit more because they're attainable, not because I don't like Rolex or Omega or Breitling or whatever. I love those brands, of course. Are you kidding me? If I had the opportunity to own several Rolexes, I would, but I can't afford it, and I can't get them even if I could afford them. But that's a whole different topic. But yeah, man, it's whenever everybody listening, watching, if you want to start a YouTube channel, go for it. But I guarantee that if you keep your expectations low and your channel does very well, then you're going to be very happy. But if your expectations are high and your channel does very, very bad, you're going to quit because you're going to be like, wait, this is not as easy as these guys make it seem. How did that guy with the skateboard drinking orange juice get millions of views and all of a sudden sponsorships? It's just luck. It's luck if you go viral. I mean, it's not,
You also have to be a very, very well versed in the algorithm, and I understand the algorithm, but I rebel against it because the algorithm doesn't fit into what I want to do. So how can I expect to be as successful as those that are defeating the algorithm when I'm a rebel without a cause, man? Like, I know that if I go along with the algorithm and do it to the T, then I'm going to quit. I'm going to burn out. I'm not going to be passionate about it. And at the end of the day, that's what makes you successful. Even if like your numbers don't show success, the fact that me and you and others are still doing this after a couple years, to me, that is success, because success is really, are you happy doing what you're doing? Are you passionate about what you're doing? It doesn't matter about the numbers, man. At the end of the day, it's just a pissing contest.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, really, success is measured individually, right? So success to one person can mean another a thing to another person.
Right.
So, well, what are you looking for? Are you looking for the subscribers? Are you looking for the recognition? You're looking for the respect, right? For a long time, all I wanted was the subscribers, right? And the numbers. Numbers is all about the numbers. But then I started to realize that people started respecting me because of what I was doing, whether it be the craftsmanship or me as a person. And I was like, you know what? That's actually a lot more important than the numbers, So I appreciate that people look up to me. I guess I could say that. Feels weird saying that, but some people do, and then the friendships and the respect, and people actually ask me for my opinion, and it matters to them, and to me that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that have come about with this YouTube channel that I never expected in a million years. And I said it before, the friendship with you guys, huge, huge, right? The other
Right.
thing, we get free watches. All right, we
That's
get
so
free
cool, right?
watches.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, at the end of the day, when I'm sitting there at the dinner table complaining to my fiance, saying, "Oh, I'm not getting the views. What's going on?" Like, but I'm wearing an Erie Kanji watch that I didn't have to pay for.
Right.
I mean,
On a strap that you didn't have to pay for.
come on, man. Like, get back to being humble, man. Like, you got to
Yeah.
be appreciative of this kind of stuff, man. So
Right.
that's what kind of brings me back. Like, it's like, dude, like, you know, don't be a spoiled brat, man. Like, just embrace it. Like, you're getting a lot out of this. Like, you're at the end of the day, I'm a watch collector. I love watches. So if I'm getting free watches, that alone, I mean, come on, like, seriously. We got a couple guys in your comments here. They're clowning on you a little
What
bit,
did
man.
Josh say? Come on, Miguel. Look at your house. We know you could afford a Rolex. Yeah, this is not my house. This is I'm sorry to disappoint you guys. Let me see where. Oh, it's a green screen and I'm in a closet. Wah, wah, wah. I just don't want you guys to be looking at the mess and my clothes in the back.
Well, you know what's funny? I actually did a live stream one time and I had that same exact background. So someone be like,
It's an
"What are you doing?
Airbnb that we rent out."
What are you doing in Average Joe's house?" But no, that is one of the defaults to your green screen on the StreamYard. So sorry to disappoint you guys, but we're not rolling into money. That's the other thing about YouTube. You're not rolling into money. I make a couple $100 a month.
I make a few bucks a month if I'm being honest, probably less than $20 a month. Yeah, no, way less than that. So
wow.
Full transparency, my videos don't do that well. I'm not everything that gets sent in for free. I appreciate it. That's why if I have to buy something or watch, I refuse to buy a watch for review. I buy a watch for myself, not for review, because I'm not making money with YouTube. So.
Well, here's a humbling comment right here. So you got guys like me who are like, "Oh, I'm not growing," and you got a guy like White Glove Watches. He's like, "My ultimate dream would be to get a free watch."
Oh man, and here we are,
you know what I mean?
being
Right?
no,
right?
for sure.
Yeah, no,
and look, that's another thing, right? So I complain about not making money on YouTube, right? But when I look at the amount of free stuff that I've gotten, I'm like, I've literally gotten way over $1,000 of free stuff, and it's crazy. It's like
no doubt
insane.
about it, man.
So,
well, in full disclosure, your channel deserves more views, more subs than you're getting. You and David Schwartz, I think, do it best, and I'm talking about even. And Jody would admit this too. All right, you guys do it better. At least your B-roll, your close-ups, your photographs. You guys have a really good niche, and you really do it well when it comes to that type of footage. Guys like myself, and even Jody even said this to me as well. We would admit that you guys totally own that space, and you guys don't get the love that you deserve with that kind of stuff, because that takes a lot of time.
Shooting. Well, thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, just to let people know how long it takes me to get my macro shots and all the behind the scenes B-roll. Collectively, it takes sometimes between 5 and 6 hours. And many takes because the lighting is wrong, because I forgot to set the time at the 10 and 2, because there's dust on the dial. The loom shots are really hard to do. That takes a while to do, but at the end of the day, I do it because I like it, and because when I'm looking at my own video, it puts a smile on my face. I'm like, I can't believe I filmed that. That's cool. I just started filming a year ago. I didn't know anything about cameras, and here I am, and now I'm growing. So.
I was just getting a response here from the Honest Watch Review channel.
Oh, what was it? Funnily enough, it was a microbrand that started my channel.
Yes.
Oh, there it is. I'm trying to do more of them now too, but they just don't get anywhere near as many views, like you said. See, so he admits it. So it's about the views. See, for me, it's like, I'll do Aries Gold, right? And you just reached out to him. Nobody knows about them. Look at my videos. Go look at my videos. It takes me the same amount of time to put together an Aries Gold video as it does my Seiko video.
Yep.
and they just don't get the views. But you know what? It's cool because I build a partnership with them. They're super cool. They're sending free watches. I enjoy the watches. Full disclosure, I sold one of them to just fund something else, which is okay to do because at the end of the day, it's my watch.
Right.
And yeah, man, I don't do it for the views, to be honest with you. It's like I do, but I don't. It's kind of one of those conflicting things that I keep saying. I do want the views, but I don't do it for the views, you know? So
I think that's an accurate way of saying it. And I think that's the mindset you should have. At the end of the day, I know that if I put out a Irakanji diver review, it's not going to get the views. You know
yeah,
that.
but you do it for passion, and you do it for that relationship with the brand
Yeah.
owner, right? So, like Coast Watches, right? I nobody knows. They just launched yesterday, but I built such a good relationship with the guy behind the scenes for 4 months. Respectable guy that I'm like, you know what? Yeah, send the watch. I'll do you a solid. And I did it. It was a lot of work because I got the watch. I had a little bit of time to record everything, and literally a week and a half, I had to basically put together 2 videos, an English video and a Spanish video, which I did. And I basically released everything before their launch. And I was happy. Did it do much? Maybe not, but I was happy. It felt like an accomplishment. And he is so grateful. He's like, oh man, I am
I
so
saw
grateful
that.
to you and everything. He's such a cool guy.
Well, full disclosure, once again, when I saw him comment that humble comment of like, I'm
Yep.
so grateful and everything,
Yep.
that made me be like, yo, I want to put my hat in the ring because this
Yeah.
is the kind of company I want to deal with. A very
Such a nice guy, man.
humble guy, someone that doesn't think that they're, you know what, doesn't stink. Like,
Yeah.
and there's some companies out there that like that have that. We
Yep.
were talking about them this morning. They were talking about their brand, like they were comparing themselves to a Toyota, and they were saying that they were the Ferrari. And you know, again, I'm not going to mention the brand, but there's brands out there that think that they are high and mighty, and that they are the Ferrari, and everybody else is just like, they're under us. And that to me gives me a very, very bad vibe. And quite frankly, I like the brands like Matthew and Sons, which is a father and son team. Very humble people, very gracious. They're the kind of brands that I gravitate towards.
Yeah, me too.
At the end of the day, yeah, you could have a great watch, but if your culture is nothing but snobbery and just like looking down on others, I'm not a huge fan of that, man. And I'm not going to stand behind your brand.
Believe me, I have another micro brand that I reviewed, and I'll leave it at that because then I'm going to give it away and I don't want to put anybody down. But yeah, I just don't align with the company. And even in retrospect, I was like, man, why did I do the review? Because that person, the owner of the company, is just kind of, you know, so.
Exactly. And at the end of the day, for me, customer service is number one.
Yeah.
And you could have a stellar product, but if you're not a good person,
yeah, no, I don't want to support you.
I'm done. So that particular company, if they're watching, I'm done with you. I'm not sporting your. I'm not going to give you shout outs. I'm not going to. I'm just not supporting their brand. Plain and simple.
Yeah, man.
I'm dead. I'm dead to you. So
Kevin O'Leary, Mr.
Right?
Wonderful.
Seriously. And look, guys, you know, there's plenty of people out there that don't like me because of what I just said, because I'm just super honest and I take stands. But at the end of the day, man, this particular company I'm talking about produces one of the top quality products, but yet I don't like them as a brand. I don't like their culture. I don't like their attitude. So at the end of the day, I am not going to promote them. And I don't want that. That's me. That's my own personal belief. And that's me on my soapbox. I mean, love me or hate me. And that's typically what people are with me. Like they either love me or they hate me. There is no in between. There's no in between, man. So, and I'm okay with that.
What it is.
You know,
It
It
is
is
what
what it
it is.
is.
But hopefully, if any companies are watching this or listening to this, we are the guys that support you and basically give you free promotion. So
Hmm.
think about the words that come out of your mouth or the things you're typing next time that you reach out to us or whatnot, because we could take it to heart, and we're not going to sell out over free product. So that's not the
Absolutely.
way it works. Not with us, you know? So
Yeah, I mean, like this particular company, and again, I'm not gonna make them famous, even though there's only 12 people watching. Um,
now just everybody's going to
yeah,
watch this
yeah,
and
right. But look, this particular company straight out said, "We don't want you comparing us to other brands." Who does that? You know what I mean?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, if they would have said that to me prior to giving me this free product, I would have totally turned them down because I've already done that. And I've got proof. I have an email from another company, completely separate from this one, that said, "We have one request of you." They said, first of all, they're like, how much creative control do you have of your channel? Wow. I have 110% control of my channel. Okay. So that's first off. Secondly, they said, we don't want you to compare our watch to any other brand because we haven't been around for a while and it wouldn't be fair. So I said to them very simply, thanks, but no thanks, because when I get products, I'm going to compare, because I am a customer, a consumer myself, who has
Right.
looked on YouTube, who continues to look on YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, of course.
And I want to check out and see where's my money going. And sometimes you have to compare products in order to
You
do
have to.
so. You have to. And if you stand behind your product and if you are confident in your product, you're going to have absolutely no problem, because Miguel, the other company that gave me the particular product, they actually were excited about me comparing their product against the company that reached out to me and said, "Oh, I would have told you not to have compared us." Well, guess what? I'm doing it, and it's staying up there, because at the end of the day, that's fair. And the company
Yeah.
that sent me the product that was okay with the whole thing, they lost the battle anyway.
So let me ask you something. Have they reached out to you after they lost? Did they say anything?
They
Or
have
they
not.
haven't reached out?
They have not reached out to me, but I told them straight up, like, what, who they're going up against, and the guy's like, "Yeah, man, absolutely, go ahead, do it." He said that feedback, whether positive or negative, is going to make me a better company, and I could take that criticism and make a better product. Now that is a
That's a
company.
great attitude, right?
That's a company that I've heard that quite a few times from companies. That's actually the majority of things that I hear from companies because they know that I do honest reviews. They know you do honest reviews. So they know darn right well that I'm going to criticize where it's, and they're open to it. And they're the ones that I respect.
Yeah, and also the way, and I think we're kind of going back on this, but the way that we criticize is not like other YouTubers criticize, right? So we're not like, this is garbage. You're like, no, this is maybe not as supple as other ones. Like that's our form of criticism. And
Right.
then if we want to have a dialogue with the brand owner behind the screen or whatever, then we can, and it's all to make them better. It's not to bash anybody, so.
Honest Watch Review says that someone actually tried to give him a script. So at the end of the day, this particular company wanted a commercial, not a review.
Yeah, which is okay. I mean, look, if you're willing to put yourself and make a commercial for somebody, but not put it on your channel, just to work for them outside of that to make extra money. And if you want to do that, that's cool, And I don't think I've ever said this publicly, but I've said it to some people. I want to get to a point in my YouTube journey where I get really good with the camera, right? With my B-roll, with my pictures and stuff like that. And one of my goals would be to work with companies like micro brands or even big companies to maybe hire me behind this whole YouTube thing and just say, hey, how much would you charge us to do some B-roll and stuff like that? Like that's my ultimate goal, to be honest with you, because then that way I could do what I really enjoy, which is taking pictures, video, and make money out of it without really having to be in front of the camera or anything. And
Right.
that actually would be really cool. That's one of my goals, to be honest with you. And I'm saying that I've never said it before, but that would be one of my goals. So.
Absolutely, man. And you know, my wifey, Janny, we go to restaurants not because they have the best food in town, but because they have the best customer service.
Wow. Wait, what is this? So like you guys got together because of bad customer service? What?
Oh yeah, that is true. So I used to work for a company. Basically, I was a pharmaceutical rep without the pharmaceuticals. It was the same exact concept. I got dressed up in a suit every day. I went to doctor's offices. And I did presentations for a healthcare company. So one of our contracts that I developed for the food vendor, they were overcharging me. They were putting tips onto my account without my authorization.
Okay.
Janny worked for the same company, but she was in the marketing department. And she brought it to my attention. We've never really spoken too much before. We were just like via email here and there. You know, hey, Janny, I need some more marketing materials or whatever. Okay. I was the sales guy. She was marketing. So one day she's just like looking through the receipts, the invoices, and she sees that I'm being charged. And she's like, did you authorize these? I'm like, absolutely not. So, you know me, Miguel. First of all, I asked, because I'm very respectful. I said, do you mind if I call this company, since this is the company that I got on board and I'm the one that coordinated the contract, and just rip them a new one? And she's like, oh, absolutely. And I think that was love at first sight there, because she's the same way, man. Like she's all about customer service, and she's like, man, this guy's he's a beast. So
great love story.
Yeah. So I called this guy up, and I lit him up, and I said, you know that account that we give you a lot of business on? Well, that is now done. I'm actually making the executive decision to now cancel that contract. So
wow, look at you.
And let me tell you, man, me and her have been we've been talking ever since. So
wow.
Customer service is what got us together. So
wow.
But Josh here, he's actually heard many times, hey, he said to companies, I only do honest watch reviews, and then he never hears back from them.
Oh, that's funny. Hey, so Josh just recently had a watch on his channel, and I forget the brand, but the finishing on it, right, and the movement, the back is like a manual wind, I think, or automatic. What was it? It's like over $1,000 watch. I forget the brand, but I reached out to him, funny enough, after watching his video, because I was like, dang, that is a nice looking watch. They never got back to me. But I forget the brand, but that thing was really nice, Josh.
Well, you know what's funny, Miguel?
What's that?
That's the brand that they're the ones that gave me the stipulation, asking me if I had 100% creative control.
No way.
So this is my way of not mentioning the company, but me and you know who it is.
Oh, wow.
Because guys, anyone that knows me knows that I'm not here to, name companies and put them down, but I will give you true life examples. And if you figure it out, so be it. But I'm not going to tell you who it is, because at the end of the day, what does it matter? It
doesn't matter. Yeah, you just ruined it for me, though. I was looking forward to hearing back from them.
if I'm not promoting them, then that's the company that I'm talking about. So there you go. The process
it might
of
be
deduction.
It might be
process of deduction, right?
Might be Hublot. Who knows? I don't know.
Could be. But we're approaching the 2-hour mark, Miguel.
That's crazy. I'm hungry. It's early in the morning here. It's 8:49. Buy us a coffee, guys. Go to my Patreon. I don't have Patreon. I'm just kidding. Do you have Patreon, and how do you feel about it?
So I don't have Patreon, but I do.
Okay.
So in my videos, I do have a PayPal link.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Where I say, hey, if you want to buy Average Joe a beer, feel free.
Has it ever worked?
No, it's never worked. But look, at the end of the day, I don't promote that. I don't say it in my videos. It's just something that if you're in a description and you want to buy me a beer, so be it. And it's actually not buying me a beer. It's actually just helping to promote the channel, buying products and whatnot. So how do I feel about Patreon? I think it depends on how the particular content creator. I think it depends on how they coordinate it. How they handle it. Are they really giving you value for your money? Are they being truthful with you in regards to what they're asking for? Because a lot of times with Patreon, you got to give them something. So
yeah, of course.
So a lot of channels, what they'll do is they'll give you like an exclusive membership to certain videos that, or maybe even like you'll get a first view of their videos. Look, if they're being upfront with you and that's something that you want, more power to you. But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care if I have to wait another day for a video to come out. But as long as they're being honest with us about what you're getting, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. But by the way, shout out to my boy Omar, Timeless Sneakers and Watches. He just joined. I just saw right now. But Patreon, man.
What's up, Omar?
He's a good guy, by the way. He's actually here really close to me. We don't live too far from each other. And we actually met because he was doing a giveaway on Instagram and I won the watch, believe it or not. And I was excited. And then that's how we kind of started talking. And then I bought a watch from him. That's when we first met and we became really good friends. And yeah, he's a good guy. He just started his channel. So shout out to Omar.
Yeah, he seems like a decent guy. And you've had him on your podcast too.
Oh man, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
He's got a lot of energy. Very positive guy. And
man, he's a great father. He obviously has I don't want to say fiance because I don't think she's the fiance, but his girlfriend or significant other, I should say.
Right.
And obviously he's just. I mean, I wouldn't associate myself with somebody that's not honest and that doesn't have God is their number one priority, and he does. So I'll leave it at that. I don't want to get into religion or whatever, but he definitely does, and he's a good guy, man. He's definitely a good guy. And no, he's not Mexican. He's Hispanic, but he's not from Mexico. He is from El Salvador. I don't want to get it wrong, but from somewhere not from Mexico. But getting back to Patreon, so I've actually been told, or somebody gave me advice and said, "Hey, have you considered it?" And I never really have because I almost feel like it's, I don't want to say begging for money, but kind of in a way. But you're right. If you could give value to your supporters, and then I'm totally for it, right? Like an additional video that maybe nobody else will see, or maybe like a behind the scenes, or maybe like once a month they can have a chat like on Zoom with us and just kind of talk to us or get advice, right? Like what watch should I buy, or what do you think about this, or whatever. But then again, I feel like they're buying my friendship, which is weird because so, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a slippery slope, man. Ultimately I decided not to and just did the whole PayPal thing and not advertise it, but just anyone that wants to go ahead. But if they don't, I'm not mad at you. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't feel comfortable, even like you go to Dunkin' Donuts, for instance, that whole tip cup, I'm tipping you to do your job. All you're doing, like, I understand it at a restaurant. At a restaurant, you're actually,
so mean, man.
You're serving me food, right?
Yeah.
But you go to a counter and you're exchanging money for a product. Now I have to tip you for that too.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my mindset on that. I'm like,
Honest Watch Reviews just commented, I can't see it because I have my tripod in front of my computer, but it's something about he's debated about Patreon before, but he can't do it. So
he's debated about it. He can't say the whole thing, but don't forget to like. So never mind, plug a Patreon. There's a lot of stuff that we do say, right? Like, like the video, subscribe,
do this, stay humble, or your catchphrase or whatever. Catch you in the next one.
So many things, and it's like. And then you got to get to the watch. So it's like, I completely hear him. We have a first-time listener. I want to give him a shout-out.
Oh,
Ernesto
nice. Ernesto
Arroyo.
Pardo Arroyo. ¿Cómo estamos?
Uh,
First time watching and listening to you guys. Good conversation made me think about my experiences buying watch brands and bracelets. Oh man,
welcome, my
don't
friends.
don't buy the brand, buy the quality. But with that said, the brand that Average Show was talking about, they have quality, but then this customer service doesn't align with them. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, just buy what you like and just do your research. You know, there's a lot of good stuff out there for not a lot of money, and vice versa. There's a lot of good stuff out there for a lot of money, but is worth the price. So,
right. Yeah, I mean, one of the big reasons why I'm not going to mention the company name is because I don't want to dissuade any of you from buying what you want to buy.
Of course not.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
I mean,
and that's just your experience. So
that's my experience, and I know quite a few other reviewers. But at the end of the day, man, look, if you love the product, I do want to just like caution people that there are going to be some possible customer service issues that you might run across. So,
right,
you know, but I think that's more on a reviewer relationship as opposed to a customer relationship. So I know a lot of you are like, well, then why wouldn't you just mention the name? Well, that's because I don't think I would feel like if it was a customer related problem in customer service, I would probably bring it up.
right. Yeah,
more than likely I would.
This is more on a personal level, how they don't want to be perceived. So I mean, it's different. I think this is
it's a lot different. Yeah, it's not comparing apples to apples. So that's why I'm leaving that out. But if I had an absolute horrible customer service experience, I would more than likely call them out for sure. So
yeah, for sure, man.
I want to welcome Sanford. He's also on Instagram as well. Customer service is why you should mention it. It speaks directly to the company. The key is to do your own research, which is why we have a job per se. You know,
right?
People watch our stuff, and that's what got me into YouTube. I got into YouTube because I used to do my own research with other YouTubers, and I wanted to put another spin on it. I want to get an Average Show perspective because a lot of you guys, the Miguels of the world, you're speaking over my head, right? You're talking about the NH35 movements and everything, and I was like, what the hell is he talking about? now I know what you're talking about, and now I find myself doing it. But in the beginning, I'm like, all right, I want to put a channel out there where I'm not going to be as technical. No, I wasn't jabbing you. I was poking a little bit.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But I get it. It's when you start out in this hobby, you hear things that you're like, what are they talking about? Yeah. But as you go through your journey, you start to talk that way because you understand what you're saying, you know. So
but I still try to keep it simple, and I try to explain things when I can, but I'm sure that I'm failing at that miserably. So if I am, what I ask from you, my subscribers, call me out. Average Joe, I don't understand what you were talking about there. Can you explain that further? And people have done that, and I appreciate that, because me as a reviewer, I'm not perfect, So as long as you're being kind in the comments, you can be kind and still have criticism.
Yeah, of course.
But if you're going to come at me in a certain way, like a troll, well, guess what? You're going to get the silent treatment. You're probably going to get blocked. So I have no problem with people disagreeing with me. I have no problem with people telling me that I missed something or that I should explain something. That's what makes me better. So I invite you to do that, but just do it respectfully, and we can have a good conversation. And I think you agree with that as well.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
Yeah. It's a catch-22. I declined a review because I couldn't read it. The company encouraged me to review it anyway, just to get eyes on it. So, look, everybody has their different ways of doing things. I know that you are the same way as me, where it's like I'm not doing scripts. No. I'm not showing you the video before I put it up.
No.
Okay. Give me the watch. Give me the strap. If you want an honest review, I'll do it. But I will tell you this, though. If it's a complete train wreck, I won't do the video.
Right.
I will give them the criticisms, the feedback, and I'll send it back to them. And then if they improve on it and send it back to me and we're good, then I'll put the video out. But my job isn't to put you out of business or to disparage your name, to run it through the mud. But my job is to promote good products. And if you're going to entrust me in a product that you're going to send to me, I got to be honest. But if it's really that much of a train wreck, I'm not going to publish it, but I will give you the opportunity to fix it. And then we'll reconvene. So I feel like I'm on a soapbox here, man. I gotta step down. Hold on, here we go. There we go. I'm off my soapbox. There we go. So we have a couple minutes left, brother. I know you're hungry and everything. I want to promote the heck out of you because
I appreciate that.
You know, me and you've been friends for a couple years now, and you know, you've just you're the same person that I remember when I first met you. You lived your mantra, which is staying humble. You're a humble dude, and you put out quality content that just isn't getting recognized, and we need to get you recognized. So hopefully in the replay, we get a lot more views, we get a lot more subscribers to Miguel's channel. So go ahead and promote yourself, my friends.
I appreciate that. And you've been the same. Obviously, you haven't changed since I met you, and I appreciate the kind words. And yeah, SoCal Watch Reviews on Instagram, on YouTube, of course. And we do run a weekly podcast with my friend Perry Ross from Ross Wristwatch Love. You could go check him out as well. He has a great attitude towards life, and he brings something different to the table too when it comes to the collecting of watches. And he's not a snob, neither am I, neither is Joe or all the people that we associate ourselves with. And if you speak Spanish or know anybody that speaks Spanish, Relojeando is my Spanish channel, where I basically do the same thing I do in my English channel, but in Spanish, just because I wanna hit that demographic as well and hit my people with what I know and what I've learned in this journey. And so yeah, thank you so much for having me on and promoting me and giving me the time, really.
Oh, absolutely, my friend. It's been a pleasure. And as you know, I don't have just anybody on my channel. There's been a couple people that have actually reached out to me that have wanted to go on my channel. And quite frankly, if I'm interested, I'll contact you, and I'll just leave it at that. You know, look, it takes years to develop a good reputation. It takes 1 second to ruin it. And just like with the watches that we represent, anyone that comes onto my channel also we need to be equally yoked. That means they need to be respectful. They need to be honest. They need to have good reputations themselves. So I hope that that's the utmost compliment to you, because
it is. Thank you.
It's well deserved, and it's been a huge pleasure. And we just had someone sub to you right now, and I'm sure.
Nice. Thank you.
And I'm hoping that when you get off of this live stream, that you will see that your count has risen. Even if it's a couple, these 2 hours were worth it. So
thank you. Thank you. Even if nobody subscribed, just talking to you is always a pleasure, my friend. So
well, I was kind of leading into that, and you really took the bait, and I appreciate that. Thank you, my friend. But seriously, I really do appreciate it. And I appreciate you guys in the comments down below. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. We would just be talking on the phone. So we really appreciate sharing our chat, that's what it was. It was just a chat amongst two friends. And you guys are the voyeurs that really helped make this a really cool experience. And I love it when you guys get involved. So I want to thank you guys as well, and gals, for chiming in and making this a really cool live stream. And 2 hours went by, brother. So thank you so much.
Fast. Thank you.
Get something to eat, and I really appreciate it, brother. So have a good day. Give us your tagline before you leave.
Hey, thank you so much for watching, supporting both of us, supporting all of our friends that we just talked about for the past 2 hours. And always remember, stay humble.
Amen to that, brother. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in the green room. All right.
All right, buddy.
All right. All right, guys and gals. Thank you so much. I've got quite a few new people that chimed in. I hope you guys subscribe to both Miguel and myself. It really was a pleasure having you guys come in and join us in the live chat. I'm so humbled and truly appreciative of every one of you guys and gals. So thank you so much. And always remember that there's always time to be kind to one another. Please take care of each other. And I'll see you guys next time on Average Joe Watch Reviews. God bless, my friends.